Even if you're not a fan of interior design, you've probably at least heard of Fixer Upper. What you might not know is that despite all the southern charm and shiplap, the show isn't always all that it's cracked up to be. Here's the truth about Fixer Upper. Part of the fun of watching Fixer Upper is seeing the clients of Chip and Joanna Gaines choose which home they want the dynamic duo to flip into their dream home. But as it turns out, those house hunting scenes might not be as realistic as it seems.
What did you guys decide?
Well, we went back and forth, but I think at the end of the day, there was just one clear winner.
In an interview with Fox News, homeowner David Ridley explained that before he ever appeared on Fixer Upper, he'd already picked out his future home and was in the buying process before cameras started to roll. He revealed, "You have to be under contract to be on the show. They show you other homes, but you already have one. After they select you, they send your house to Chip and Joanna and their design team." So while Fixer Upper shows contestants shopping around for their new home, in reality, they've already chosen it. And not only that, but the Gaines have already started a design scheme for it as well.
We just wanted to show you a smaller option because it's your first house.
That makes sense.
You may want a smaller house.
That's true.
Right. We don't even know.
If you've ever seen an episode of Fixer Upper, then you know how fun it looks when Chip and Joanna Gaines reveal the final product to their clients. Standing in front of the home, the Gaines each hold one side of a giant poster featuring the home's old exterior, which they then move to reveal the new design. And as it turns out, that poster has a pretty cool story. In an interview with Glamour, Chip Gaines explained that the idea for the giant poster came kind of out of nowhere. He revealed, "Our first episode, we were sitting there trying to figure out how to get the client to their space without revealing the house itself. At the 11th hour, we had a friend of mine weld a 12-foot tall by 24-foot wide structure, and I've got another friend in town who's got a small billboard company. When he put this thing together, I said, that is awesome." And what's even cooler is that the Gaines leave the poster to the families as a gigantic reminder of their time on the show. Talk about a one-of-a-kind keepsake. When you watch an episode of Fixer Upper, it probably seems pretty glamorous. After all, isn't it a dream come true to have a brand new home that was designed precisely to your liking for a relatively low cost? Yes, but there's a catch. No matter how magical Fixer Upper looks, it's not easy to be on the show. And perhaps most importantly, it's pretty expensive. As it turns out, HGTV and the Gaines don't actually cover the costs of the renovation. On the contrary, the clients are expected to pay for the entire renovation, and there is a minimum that has to be met. A Magnolia Market employee actually told Hooked on Houses that anyone who goes on the show must be willing to spend at least $30,000 on the renovation process. That's not chump change, especially when you consider the fact that the clients must also have already purchased a home. Perhaps one of the biggest draws for people to appear on Fixer Upper is that their home renovation will get done a lot quicker than normal. After all, filming the entire process in time to air it means that the house gets flipped pretty fast. But because of that, and because of budget restraints, not every room gets fixed up. Well, at least not on the show. As Joanna Gaines wrote on the Magnolia blog, not every room gets a complete makeover on Fixer Upper. She explained, "At times, we only work on rooms that are of priority to our clients and that work within their budget. Some homeowners want to finish off their other rooms on their own since it is mainly cosmetic, paint, and carpet. Other times we finish the spaces for them after the reveal, and this is separate from the budget shown for TV. So when you watch Fixer Upper and notice that the extra bedrooms and bathrooms don't get any screen time, that's why." The clients on Fixer Upper have to deal with having cameras everywhere, making tough budgetary decisions, and spending a lot of money in a short period of time. But in order to make the show viable and able to air on television in a reasonable amount of time, the crew on Fixer Upper basically works around the clock. Season 3 clients Sarah and Jeff Jones told Apartment Therapy that getting their house revamped was a serious undertaking, but worth it to have their home fixed up in just 6 short weeks. Jeff explained, "We did have to take time off to film. We did all our shots in one day. It was exhausting. In order to take a rundown house from drab to fab, it obviously takes a lot of work, and that means a lot of time. And while the final product of the home almost always turns out great, the work that goes into it is super intense, and that's something the viewers will never see." When you see the final reveal of the client's home on Fixer Upper, it obviously looks styled to perfection. But what you don't see is that after the cameras stop rolling, most clients have to send back the furniture that was used to decorate their new home. One former Fixer Upper homeowner explained that the furniture couldn't stay unless you paid for it, and it was expensive. Season 3 client Jamie Ferguson said in an interview with Rachel Teodoro in 2016, "When it came time to pack up all their beautiful staging furniture, Kyle and I had to decide what we really loved because our budget at that point was pretty spent. Obviously, if you had plenty of money, you could buy all the staging furniture, but it would cost you quite a bit. Many of the pieces are from Joanna Gaines' Magnolia storefront and therefore pretty expensive. So how the renovated houses look on Fixer Upper probably isn't how they'll look in real life after the show. According to one former Fixer Upper client, the process for getting cast in the series was actually pretty fast. Jamie Ferguson explained to Rachel Teodoro, "I applied to HGTV and heard from the casting agency the next day. After that, it was a quick, big, exciting blur consisting of a Skype interview, written questionnaire, and some phone calls and meetings. So what you see on the show probably seems fast because it is fast. From start to finish, appearing on Fixer Upper doesn't seem to take all that long." Obviously, fans of Fixer Upper know that the city of Waco, Texas is the focal point of the series. It's where both Chip and Joanna Gaines live, work, and raise their children, and it's also where they went to college, at Baylor University.
I dare you to say our alma mater 3 times.
Our alma mater, our alma mater, our alma mater.
The Gaines originally intended to keep Fixer Upper and their huge company Magnolia centered around the city. In an interview with the Waco Tribune-Herald, Chip explained part of the reasoning for keeping Fixer Upper focused on Waco was because of their love for it. He said, quote, "We're passionate about making Waco a better town for all of us to live in." For the Gaines, Fixer Upper wasn't just a way to earn an income or achieve fame and fortune. It was a way to put Waco, Texas on the map. And that's exactly what they did. Going to Waco to see the Magnolia storefront, along with Chip and Joanna's many other business ventures, including restaurants and a coffee shop, is a huge tourist attraction. You can call that the Fixer Upper effect. Chip also told Glamour that there were some logistical reasons for staying in Waco. He said that it would be difficult to stage projects too far outside of the city, mainly because their actual construction company is based out of Waco. The Gaines also felt a strong sense of loyalty towards their Waco employees, who Chip said had worked with them since the beginning of Fixer Upper. Even though just about everyone who goes on Fixer Upper has to pay for their home and its renovation themselves, they do get one valuable thing for free: the design skills of Joanna Gaines. Though Joanna is known for her modern farmhouse aesthetic, she can tackle just about any interior design style, and a large part of that might just be because she's always prepared.
We got to get all this furniture loaded up so Joe can do her thing.
Joanna always has plenty of decor on hand for staging a home on Fixer Upper. Until Gaines can see the finished product in person, she doesn't always know what kind of decorative items she'll need, so she likes to come over prepared. In an interview with People, Joanna gave some insight into how she typically prepares to stage a home. She said, "There's a lot of planning that goes into a day like today, but it's inevitable. I'll need more books, I'll need a certain vase. I always like to bring too much so that in the end I have what I need." So, the clients who appear on Fixer Upper don't get to keep everything Joanna Gaines uses to stage their home for the final reveal. But just what exactly does that include? Well, according to one former Fixer Upper homeowner, some of the items they did purchase from the show, as well as items that were donated, such as appliances, weren't great quality. Namely, Jeff and Sarah Jones from Season 3 of Fixer Upper told Apartment Therapy that it seemed like the things they got for free were free for a reason. Sarah explained, "Our counter stools broke with little wear and tear, our dishes cracked easily upon regular use, and the appliances were the worst of all. The fridge leaked constantly, so much so that it ruined our new floor, and we had to ultimately replace it within 4 years, and the wine fridge they provided broke down after a year." Yikes. So, while their renovated home might have looked good on camera, it wasn't all that great to be on the receiving end of the donated items.
I think we'd do this all over again. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. Y'all really did flawless work.
While viewers of Fixer Upper get to watch the design and renovation process with Chip and Joanna Gaines, it turns out that the clients can't see anything until the reveal. Rachel White, who appeared on Season 3 of Fixer Upper, explained in an interview with Country Living that the entire process was exciting, but also pretty nerve-wracking. She said, "You've heard about the ideas, but design day is when you see a visual representation of what they have in store for your home." However, Rachel was then asked not to even drive by her house while the renovations were taking place, which proved to be especially testing for Rachel. She almost did it anyway until her husband talked her out of it. Still, on reveal day, Rachel admitted to looking behind the poster before she was supposed to. She said, "I snuck a peek to see if the house was white, and I was able to see that it was, so I could rest easy and the rest would be smooth sailing." While most of the filming process for Fixer Upper seems like a dream come true, there are downsides to appearing on the show. Though Sarah and Jeff Jones from Season 3 of the show told Apartment Therapy that they would do it again in a heartbeat. In their words, when else in your life do you get your whole house renovated in 6 weeks? But there were still some negatives they pointed out that might not occur to many viewers and prospective clients. In addition to having their taxes go up after their episode of Fixer Upper aired, Jeff explained that because of the huge popularity of the series, there's a lot more tourism than ever before. Even though the Jones converted the garage of their own living space to rent out on Airbnb, there were a lot of fans swinging by the property to have a look as well. Jeff added, "A local tourism company called Waco Tours drives by our house 4 to 6 times a day to show people. I guess that's the price you pay to have your house on TV." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite reality shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.